Hi, welcome to Room 9, our region's largest classroom. I'm Mrs. Williams. I teach first grade in the Windsor C1 School District. That's in Imperial, Missouri. This is
Mrs. Forth. Hi, everybody. I'm from the Rockwood School District. I'm excited to be here with you today as we learn a little bit about reading and math. So before we start, we really want to know,
where are you? Are you near the airport? Top Golf? Are you out at Six Flags?
That's where I live.
Yay! Are you near the Magic House? Closer to the zoo? Maybe you are close to the St. Louis Arch or the Mississippi River. That's where I'm at. I'm a little bit south of St. Louis in Herculaneum near the Mississippi River.
It looks like we have friends from all over St. Louis joining us today.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Very exciting. Okay, let's go ahead and start with our welcome poem. I'm going to point to the words. Feel free to join along with me as I say them. Ready? Welcome, welcome, everyone. How are you today? We are so glad to be with you, learning math and reading too.
And speaking of how are you today, we need to do a zone check because before we get ready to learn, each day we check in on our body and brain. Really smart scientists that study brains know that happy, calm brains do the best learning. If you are in the green zone, that means that you are calm, you are happy, and you are ready to complete your work, help others, and reach your daily goals. And this is the hand signal. So if you are in green zone, show me you're green and good to go. If you are in the blue zone, you might be feeling a little slow and low today. You might need to draw a picture, get a hug, or think some happy thoughts to be ready to learn. Your hand signal will look like this. If you are in the yellow zone, you're maybe a little frustrated, anxious, or maybe just really excited in a good way, but not ready to learn yet. So you need to take some deep breaths, get a hug, or talk to an adult that can help you be ready. If you are in the red zone, you have flipped your lid. Your hand signal looks like this, and you're probably not learning with this right now. You're very angry or upset about something. You need to stop, get help from an adult, take some deep breaths, and check the size of your problem. So show me your hand signal. Are you green zone and good to go? I hope you are. If you are blue, yellow, or red, choose one of our strategies to help you get ready to learn.
Are you guys ready to get started today? All right, before we start, let's do our Room 9 chant. Can you read this along with us? Okay. I am smart. I am kind. I am brave. I am me. Hi, readers. Welcome back. I'm so excited to see all of your faces out there. Familiar faces and some new faces too. Welcome. I'm Mrs. Forth, and I'm excited that you decided to join me today. For this week, we're going to spend some time really thinking about all we've learned as we became nonfiction readers together. Nonfiction books are so much fun and give us so much new information to learn and enjoy. So I thought maybe today we could really spend some time thinking about what nonfiction readers do before they even start reading. Yeah, there's some things that nonfiction readers can do before they even really start reading the pages to get their brains ready to read. Does anybody out there remember something that we do to get ready to read? Yeah, I mean, we definitely want to look at the book. We might want to look at some of the pictures. That's exactly right. We might want to see if there's a back blurb. Look at the table of contents. You guys are on the right track. That's exactly right. Readers, as we get our brains ready to read nonfiction, we want to take a look at the book and also think, do I already know a little bit about this topic? Yeah, we think, what do we already know? Because thinking about what we know can help our brain get ready to learn even more information, or it can help our brains connect the information that we already know to the new information that we're going to read. So I think let's do just that. I have a book called Baby Raccoons by one of my favorite nonfiction authors. I bet you could guess it. You have Bobbie Kalman. This is published by Crabtree Publishing, and I thought maybe because we've been doing so much work together with baby animals and learning a lot of things about animals that we could stop and think, what do we already know? So I'm going to show you the cover and allow you to spend some time telling me what you know. And then I thought maybe we could take a look at the top table of contents to figure out, hey, what's going to be inside this book? And then as we know what's inside the book, we can start talking about what we think we already know and could be reading about next in this book. Are you ready to try it? Okay. All right. So Baby Raccoons by Bobbie Kalman. So just right now, looking at the cover here, what are you thinking? What do you already know about raccoons? Yeah, go ahead and tell me. Oh, they come out at night? Yeah. They have 2 ears? Yeah, I'm seeing that too. They dig in trash? Yeah, that's something I've definitely seen. There was a raccoon down at my grandpa's lake house when I was growing up that would hang out year after year. And would you believe that raccoon would go all the way up to our sliding glass door and stand at the edge of the door and peek while we were watching TV at night? Isn't that funny? It's like he thought he was part of our family. I know. And my grandpa definitely made sure that he had the lids on the trash can closed super tight. Yeah, because they do like to dig in trash. That's right. That's a good thing to be thinking about. So we know they have some ears. So maybe they're good at hearing. I don't know. Yeah, they come out at night, which means they're nocturnal. They dig in trash. You guys already know a lot about raccoons. Do you want to jump into the table of contents and see what's going to be inside this book? Okay, remember, right now we're practicing getting our minds ready to read. Look right there, there's a raccoon at night. You're already right. Okay, let's look at the table of contents. Okay, the very first heading that we would see is, what is a raccoon? What is a raccoon? The next one is raccoon relatives. Interesting. Do you know what the word relatives mean? That's somebody that's related to you. Someone who is a part of your family, like grandparents or cousins, aunts and uncles. Those are all your relatives. A raccoon's body, you already kind of talked about that with the ears. Raccoon senses. Senses. What do you already know about that word? Yeah, that's right. We have 5 senses. We do. Do you remember our 5 senses? I'm so glad you're learning that in school. Yeah. You can see, you can smell, you can hear, you can taste, and you can touch. Raccoon senses. I wonder if they're going to be the same or different. Yeah, I'm really curious because I definitely am not awake all night. I sleep at nighttime. Yeah, you too. And so I wonder if their senses have to be a little bit different because what I do know, while I'm out at night, it's harder for me to see. Do you feel that way sometimes too? Yeah, because it's so dark outside. So I'm wondering because raccoons are out at night, maybe their sense of sight is a little bit different. I can't wait to read to find that out. Readers, are you noticing what we're doing? We haven't even read the book and we're having so many great conversations already. Yeah, we're using what we already know, we're asking questions, and we're wondering. Those are all things that nonfiction readers do. Okay, what else? Raccoon babies. The kits explore. The kits explore. Kits. We have heard that word before. Any of my friends remember what that word is? Yeah, it's another word for baby. That's right. We learned that when we were reading about baby foxes. Yeah, the kits explore. So the babies like to go explore. I wonder if that's when they're getting into our trash. Where do raccoons live? Like what habitat maybe they're going to tell us? What do raccoons eat besides trash? Raccoons adapt. Raccoons adapt. That is a word that we talked about. Yeah, in the book, How and Why Do Animals Adapt? To adapt means to change. And you might have to change where you go as an animal, like geese do when it gets really cold, they fly to the warmer weather, or even whales and penguins. They might change their body, like grow extra fur in the winter, or how bats grow wings. Yeah, remember we read about that? And if you weren't with us, that's okay. You can check out any of the lessons that we've done together on YouTube or Channel 9. Adapt can also be where they go to have their babies. That's right, you guys have great memories. So I wonder what raccoons have to adapt for. Raccoon messages, people and raccoons, and then of course, words to know in the index, like Bobbie Kalman always likes to put at the end of her books for us. And so you guys did a really good job of stopping and thinking, what do I already know about raccoons, or some of the information that I'm going to expect to read in this book? And then what that's going to do is help you understand new information better, because your brain is thinking about raccoons. It's definitely going to help you out. If you were thinking about dinosaurs, I don't think it would be very easy for you to understand what Bobbie Kalman's saying in the raccoon book, would it be? Do you want to try it out? You do? Okay, how about, because you guys had so much to say about adapt since we read that book together, what if we read that section today? See if we can take what we've already learned about how animals can adapt and why they adapt, and then let's read that section. Okay, take a look at the table of contents and then remind me, where should I go? What page? What page? That's right, you found the word adapt, page 20. Okay, I'm going to flip to page 20, and let's see if we can add new information to our brains. Raccoons adapt. Animals adapt to their habitat. To adapt is to change to suit a new habitat or way of life. That's exactly what you guys said. We talked about how adapt is to change. Have we learned new information yet? Not yet, but it's still fun to read, even if it's something we already know. A raccoon's body has adapted to help it hide from predators. Predators are the animals that hunt and eat other animals. In a forest, a raccoon's colors and markings act as camouflage. Camouflage helps an animal blend in with its habitat. You see right here, the colors, and I'm going to read this caption. The colors and markings of raccoons blend in with the colors and markings of the tree. Let's think about that for a moment. The colors and the markings on the raccoons blend in with the colors and the markings of the trees. I'm going to zoom in on this for you guys and let you really take a look. What do you see? Yeah, if you look at the tree, you can see like lighter spots and darker spots. And I see that in the raccoons too. Can you see any of their eyes where they're darker and lighter? Or look at their ears, even the tips of their ears are lighter. And in the middle of the ear, it gets darker. So I could see that they can easily blend into that tree because of the colors and the markings on their bodies. Awesome. Okay, how about this caption? Raccoons have adapted to eating many kinds of food. This raccoon will eat the vegetables in someone's garden. So they've changed their diets to be able to eat whatever they can find, is what it sounds like. And maybe this is the part where they get into trash, like you guys were saying at the beginning of our time together. Raccoons have adapted to living with people and eating their foods. Look at these little raccoons by this cooler. They're like scavengers. They just will eat whatever they can get. and raccoons have adapted to cold habitats. How do you suppose they're adapting to the cold habitat? Yeah, I agree. Their fur. They've got some thick fur, just like we learned about some of the animals in another book, that their fur grows thicker in the winter to help keep them warm. Well, readers, you did a fantastic job of using what you already know to get yourself ready to read. And so as you go off to see Mrs. Williams, I want you to remember that every time you sit down to read a nonfiction book, take a moment to think, what do I already know about this topic? What does my brain already know? Get your brain ready to read and learn new information. Can't wait to see you next time as we read more about baby raccoons and talk more about what nonfiction readers do. Bye.
Thanks, Mrs. Forth. Hey, Room 9. It's time for us to get growing our math brains. So we're going to get started with a little mental math warm-up. I have here behind me some groups of 5. Remember that when we do tallies, we show 4 down and 1 across, and that makes a group of 5. Use your mental math, your strategies, to find my number. Do you think you know what it is? Say it in your best pirate voice. Arr, it's 40. Right, so did you use your counting on by 5s, or did you recognize that 2 5s makes 10? You could have counted by 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, or you could have recognized that 2 5s makes 10 and counted up by 10, 20, 30, 40. Either strategy works. Counting by 10s is faster, but both of them will get you to the same number. I'm going to go ahead and clear our board. And we'll do one more. This time, I'm going to show you some hundreds, tens, and ones and see if you can get my number. Thinking hard? Check each column. Say it in your best whisper voice. I heard 232. 2 in the hundreds, 3 groups of 10, and 2 ones gives us 232. Great math, guys. I am so proud of you. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and solve some problems today. And it's going to be really important that we use our hundreds, tens, and ones correctly. We have a little bit of an issue. There seems to be a pie thief at my house. Uncle Rick baked a pie for a holiday gathering, and guess what happened? Somebody stole Uncle Rick's pie, and we have to do some word problems to get that pie back. It wouldn't be a gathering without pie, right? So let's take a look at our word problem for today. It says Stella and Kendall collected acorns. Stella found 731 and Kendall found 417. How many more did Stella find? Let's ponder this. What type of number problem is this? What kind of number sentence are we going to have to make? Did we start with a big number and take part away? We sure did. We're starting with 731, and we're going to take away the part that Kendall found to figure out how many more Stella found. All right, so today we're going to do a number sentence and stack it up. Last week we did horizontal number sentences, or we used our expanded form to solve the problem. Today we're going to go ahead and stack them up. So we'll start with 731, And we know that this is a subtraction problem, so we'll be taking away the 417. I'm going to go ahead and scoot our word problem out of the way so that we can have a little space to work. All right, so if we're starting here on the one side, we notice, uh-oh, there's more on the floor. This little one says, I only have one, I can't give 7 away. So he heads on over to the 10's house and he says, psst, I noticed that you have 3 groups of 10. Can I please borrow one? And 3 says, okay, sharing is caring, but now I only have 2 groups of 10. So we'll put that 2 groups of 10 right there so we don't forget how many we have when we get ready to take away from the 10s. Now that one group of 10 gets to come over here and stand with that 1, 1. So 1, 10 and 1, 1 gives us 11. Is 11 more than 7? Definitely. So we can go ahead and take away now. I want you to try and do the mental math. 11 minus 7 gives you how many? Counting back in your head. 11 minus 7 should give you 4. Now we come over and we take our 1 10 away from our 2 10s. 2 minus 1, are you counting back in your head? Good for you doing that mental math. Now we move on over to the hundreds spot. It says 7 hundreds minus 4 hundreds. I heard you, it's 3. So now, how many more did Stella find than Kendall? 314. Great work, guys. Oh, and look. Here are some of our pieces of pie. Well, I'm really glad that you helped me solve that problem. That's the only word problem I got today. So let's go ahead and do a little match mine. This is how it's gonna work. I've got my board. You need a pencil and paper or a board and marker. I'll give you a second to grab that while I clear off our big board. Okay. Let's go ahead and get started taking away. Let's just say that you are helping to make a meal for your community center. So you need 213 pounds of potatoes. Now I want you to write it stacked up, and it's very important that you keep your numbers organized. So make sure that your hundreds, 10s, and 1s stay stacked up neatly on top of each other so that we don't change the number. So we had 213. Do you see how I'm keeping my hundreds here, my 10s here in the middle, and my 1s here? Because if we get them into the wrong column, then we change how many groups we have. And 2 hundreds is very different than 2 10s, right? Okay, now you've already used 105 pounds of potatoes. How many more pounds of potatoes do you have to make to have enough? Okay, make sure that yours is stacked up neatly, just like mine. I want you to go ahead and solve it, and then we'll check and see if we match. Remember to check and see, is there more on the floor? Are you working? I'll give you another second to solve. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Match mine. Does yours look like this? Did you say that 5 is greater than 3 and 3 has to go on next door and ask to borrow a group of 10? Yep. So then our 1 10 and our 3 1s get to stand next to each other to make 13. If we have 13 and we take 5 away, we have 8 left. Ah, and look, we had no 10s to take away. And then 200s minus 100 gave us just 100 left. So we have to make 108 more pounds of potatoes to have potatoes ready for our community center dinner. Great work, guys. Thanks for helping me out with that. That's about all the time we've got for today, but come back tomorrow and hopefully we'll be able to get a couple more pieces of Uncle Rick's pie back. Remember that wherever you go today, take your Room 9 rules with you. Rule 1 is be safe. Make your space bubble and stay inside of it. Keep your hands, your feet, and your things to yourself. Rule number 2 is be responsible. Take care of yourself and your things, your chores, your schoolwork. Rule number 3, be respectful. Use nice words in a nice voice no matter who you're talking to. Treat people the way you would want to be treated. And rule number 4, make yourself proud. Do things that make you feel warm and happy inside so that when you think back on your choices for the day, you feel proud. And remember, if you make a mistake, fix it. It's okay. Everybody makes mistakes. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Teaching in Room 9 is made possible with support of Bank of America, Dana Brown Charitable Trust, Emerson, and viewers like you.